Yo, what's up, guys? Ronald's here, by the way. He just backed out because his mic was sounding funny. So he's coming. Here he is. Looks like he's back. And Ski's joining us, too. He just didn't jump in the room yet. All right, so let's... No, Ski's not here yet, but he's coming. He said he was coming. Can you hear me clear now?
Yeah, I got you now. I don't know what happened. You were clear for a little bit, and then
we had a problem with the show with Chris yesterday. People in the comments were saying that his voice was coming in unclear. So, you know what? I use OBS Ninja as the program for this. Maybe I need to look in. It's a free one. OBS Ninja is free. So maybe I need to look into getting one of the premium versions of it or something. So, what's up? Hope everyone's having a good day. There's only 4 games tonight, and if you watch Ski's show or watch my videos, you probably know who I'm on, what bets I've placed. But we got Ronald on the show. We don't know what he's taking. And also, I'm curious, me and Ski were on the opposite sides of a couple. Nothing we really feel strongly about, so it's not like we're going head-to-head here. But there are a couple that we disagree on. Nope, Ski's not in yet. So we could go ahead and get started. And I'll start out. Ronald, I'll go first here because they already know what I'm saying. And I got in at the Bucks. I am in at -8. Don't like it quite as much as 9.5, obviously. In the NBA, 4 through 9 are the key numbers. So when you cross from 8 to 9.5, you're crossing over 2 key numbers. We got Lakers plus 9.5.
Hey, Kyle, hold up. Ski just texted me. He said he never got the link.
Oh, shit. It might be my fault that Ski's... Oh, it said message send failed. That's weird. That's weird.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Let's get him in here. And it's weird. I did send it to him, but it said message send failed next to it, so he did not get it. Let's give Ski a second. But in fact, I could just continue because Ski knows what my take on this when he's heard it. So the reason I'd still lean the Bucks even at 9.5 here is the matchup. So obviously, we know even without LeBron James, this number's probably too big. And if you hear that, you're probably like, okay, then why are we not going to play the Lakers then if the number's too big? Because the matchup for the Bucks, first off, the Lakers offensively, what do? They attack the rim. As we know, protecting the basket has been the strength of the Bucks defense, at times the only strength this season because the Bucks defense hasn't been great, but they can protect the rim. Giannis, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, the Bucks can protect the rim. And the Lakers, in fact, in the last 10 games, no defense has allowed fewer shot attempts at the basket than the Bucks. They're first in frequency in that zone. So the Lakers against teams that don't let you get to the basket, they're 2-9 straight up 2-9 straight up 3-8 against the spread. So these have not been fortunate matchups for the Lakers. And we got Ski here to share his Lakers mess with us. So yeah, you guys have probably heard exactly the reason I'm on the Bucks. I like them because the Lakers need to get to the rim to score, and I like it because offensively the Bucks are going to shoot a ton of threes because that's what they've been doing. That plays into the weakness of the Lakers. In fact, the Lakers are 7-17 against the spread against the top 5 offenses in 3-point frequency. So against the offenses that take a lot of threes, the Lakers don't cover. Now, a point that I like for Ski's side, because Ski, I don't know if he actually bet it, but he said he's leaning Lakers. A point that I like for Ski's side is the Bucks have struggled with teams that run fast paces this year, and the Lakers without the LeBron they're going to be running. So that's a solid point for the Lakers. And if the Lakers' outside shots are falling, they'll cover this. Which, I mean, we've seen D'Angelo Russell hit his shots before without LeBron. So, Ski, I'll put Lakers up here. The question is, did you get to the window yet? I mean, you've probably only had about 45 minutes since you got off. Did you go get a bet down on this?
No, I went to Popeyes. but I'm still leaning towards the Lakers. I just really think you get the effort from that side, and I have no faith in the Bucks defense. And I hear what you're saying about them needing to get inside. But it's all going to start with that perimeter defense. Like they're going to be barbecue chicken out there if it's just Lillard and Beasley and no Pat Bev. So that's my thought. Last time D'Lo played this team, he had 44 points. I think he can have a performance like that again tonight. And I would keep the Lakers in the game. So I do lean the Lakers if I'm playing. But I will go with the over. And in the first half, Lakers are 71% to the first half over. 3 of the last 4 have cleared the 119 mark. pace last 5 for the Lakers is ninth. And like you said, without LeBron, they're going to get faster. I think it goes by 1.5 points per possession or per 100 possessions or whatever, how you say it like that. Both top 5 offensive rated teams last 5 games and bottom 10 defensive rated teams. So I see a lot of points, and I think it starts early. If it happens that the Lakers are getting blown out, I think that they'll kind of wave the white flag and just save a little bit of energy for tomorrow.
Yeah, I probably would lean over as well. And I didn't have a first half over graphic, so I gave him the over graphic and I wrote first half above him. So Ski likes the first half over. And I think the reason I have an over graphic is I'm pretty sure that's what UCapper's on, right?
Yeah, I do like. I ended up taking the full game over, and I saw the stuff on the first half over that Ski mentioned as well. The only thing that kind of I hesitated on that first half over was the Bucks in the first half at home have been sort of an under team. But then the second half they kind of go over, so that's kind of the reason why I went the full game versus the first half. But I stayed away from the side. I know you guys brought up really good points on both sides here, but it's just hard for me. Obviously, with LeBron out, there was no significant advantage either way from a straight up or ATS standpoint. So I kind of stayed away from the side there. But the over, the over is without LeBron 7-2 to the over. Lakers team total 8-1 to the over without LeBron as well. Obviously, they're on the front end of back-to-back games. I looked into that. Nothing really significant. But if they're on the front end of back-to-back and their next game is on the road, so both games on the road, basically, they have gone over 4 out of the 5 instances so far this season. And then you look on the Bucks side, Bucks opponents are 7-2 to their team total in their last 9 games. So they've been giving up a lot of points there. I think actually both teams are in the bottom 5 or bottom 10 in defensive rating if you look at last 10 games. So obviously that helps for the over. Then you look at Bucks at home versus non-conference opponents, 11-2 straight up, but only 7-6 against the spread. So from the number standpoint, like no significant advantage there, but 9-4 to the over on the full game there. So a lot more support to the over. And then when you go to like some of the stats, right? If you look at last 10 games, like I mentioned earlier, both really struggling defensively. And then if you look at pace, I think both are in the top half of the league in pace the last 10 games. Both teams not forcing turnovers. Both teams allowing teams to get to the free throw line. Both teams going to the free throw line a lot. I think both are in the top 10 in getting to the free throw line the last 10 games. And then both teams struggle at defending threes as well. So that's like every part of it is like giving up points basically from the defense. So a lot of things really just pointing towards that full game over.
Yeah, I would lean over with these guys as well, but I'm comfortable with my Bucks -8. Got a little bit of CLV. Unfortunately, that doesn't always translate into W's, though, as we've learned the hard way. Our poll is leaning towards the Bucks, but there's definitely a lot of people out there betting the Lakers, 46% to 39%. So it's actually pretty close there. Bucks did win the poll, but it's pretty close. Let's move on to the next game. Warriors Heat. And I actually want Ronald to go first here because I think me and Ski are both kind of it sounded like me and Ski feel the exact same way about this game, but I don't think either of us really like it. So if you guys watched, you know that I'm on the under, so I'll put that up for me. But I'll let Ronald go first.
Yeah, I actually took the under too. I did take the under on this one. Obviously, I think if you look at the situation standpoint, right, second of 5-game road trip, first leg of back-to-back games, Magic on deck tomorrow. Obviously, like depending on what happens in the first half, the situation where the Warriors can kind of let off the gas or whatever it might be in the second half, save some energy for a tough opponent tomorrow in the Magic. Obviously, the Heat struggle at home. Third of a 4-game homestand, so they've been at home for a little bit. They typically struggle at home, but they're coming off a big win against the Cavs the other day, so potential letdown spot. That's one way that I could look at that. If you look at some trends that point to the under here, if you look at Heat at home, specifically as dogs, I believe they're 4-0 to the under, I believe, if they're versus a non-conference opponent. If you look at some other pieces, just really simple trends here. Heat 20-6 to the under against non-conference opponents in general. Like, no, doesn't matter where they are, just against non-conference opponents. In those games, they're averaging 215 points per game. And then there's another one, following a win, just following an outright win. That's it. 15 of their last 17 games have gone under following a win. And then on the Warrior side, more under trends, a lot more under trends actually. as favorites on the road, 11-4 to the under, 4-0 to the under if it's on the first leg of back-to-back games. A lot of things just pointing to that piece. And then if you look at some of the struggles defensively for the Warriors, most of it is defending the perimeter. But if you look at volume, the Heat, they're not shooting a lot of threes. And that's looking at the last 10 games. And then obviously the Heat play super slow pace. So yeah, to me, the under was the right way to go.
I agree, and I was laughing because someone said the Lakers are 9-0 this year when Ski goes to Popeyes on a Tuesday.
Gotta love it.
Has Ski gone to Popeyes in 9 Tuesdays this year?
He probably went to Jollibee a couple of those times, right?
Oh yeah, I like that too.
So yeah, I'm on the under, and I mean, Ronald just broke that down, and for all the reasons, I'm on the under as well. For those of you looking to get to a side, I really do think Miami is the move here, but line's moving the other way, and I do understand that there's a lot of people out there that like the Warriors, and they're in a position where they got to start winning, and Miami Heat defensively definitely stronger on the interior rather than contesting jump shooters. So I could see a path where the Warriors shots are falling and they win this game, but I feel like the under is just the safest bet, and I believe we can put under up for Ski as well, right?
Yeah, I'll agree for all the points that you guys said. I think if I'm making one play, that is the play to make. But I'll just add this. What makes me nervous, why I haven't actually bet it, is just because Warriors haven't been playing great defense. And outside of that, why I think, maybe the Heat are the right side. You just can't trust this Warriors team right now. Kerr, they need to win these games. And he's holding Steph Curry to 30 minutes. And you can just look at other teams like the Lakers when they need to win these games. They're playing LeBron 38 minutes, AD 40 minutes. So I don't like that. And we've seen too many times the Warriors are up at halftime and crumble the second half. So I think the Heat are the right side, but I think you guys have the even better bet with the under.
Yeah, I actually got I'm cleaning up CLV today. I got 218 and a half. So another point here.
Nice.
It's 08. Someone says it's Rick Ross night in South Beach. So we might
better run to the window.
Someone else said it's Trick Daddy night.
It's Rick Ross night. Let's get our bet down before Golden State shoots up to 5.5. We got, I think, 57% of you are taking the Warriors here. So, yeah, and I was on Ski's show earlier. I was talking about this. I feel like every single person I talk to is on Golden State, and I'm not just talking about random my friends from high school, people who do this. There are people out there that like the Warriors here. I'm not seeing it. I agree with Ski here.
Eat the games, they probably see that, but
yeah,
not for my money.
That just isn't translating into wins sometimes. For the Warriors, it doesn't seem to be translating into wins at all. I guess the fact that the game's on the road and Golden State has been significantly better on the road, but there's not enough for me there to get involved on Golden State. Oklahoma City, New Orleans. Really hate that I wish the Thunder beat the Bucks, because if the Thunder beat the Bucks on Sunday, I would be hammering Pelicans here. It would probably be one of my favorite bets of the week, but the fact that they're coming off an embarrassing loss, I feel like it changes the entire dynamic of this. I am on the Pelicans, and you guys probably already know. I split my money in half, and I put half on the Pelicans. I either took Pelicans money line or Pelicans +1. I can't remember. I mean, probably like a 3-cent difference in the price anyway. So I'm on the Pelicans to win, and I took the under at 223.5. So that's what I'm on. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll let these guys go first. Ski, you want to go first on this one?
You're not a big first half bettor, huh?
No, I'm not a first half guy. People call me, the comments always called me a coward for not betting the first half.
Well, I just don't say that because, I view the Pelicans as that big first half team. Mm-hmm. I just like I talked about the Warriors, I've seen them kind of trick a lot of games off at the end. And the Thunder, if the Pelicans don't have Brandon Ingram out there, which they don't, I think the Thunder are the clear better team, and they've been showing that they're hungry and ready this year. So, like you said, off of that embarrassing loss, I would think you get a really good effort from this Thunder team. And without one of their best players on the other side, I'm not sure that the Pelicans can keep up for a full 48 minutes. So if I'm betting, it will be Thunder for me.
On full game, but Pelly's first half.
Correct.
All right. I could do that. Let's go. So Ski, let's put Thunder up. Now, there is one thing you said, though, and I'm using your words here. You said, hasn't OKC been in a bounce back spot for a month?
I did say that.
And yeah, I feel like every single game we have that feeling of like, oh, this is where Oklahoma City's going to show up. That being said, I think Sunday was a big game against Milwaukee, and they really laid an egg. And I feel like everyone was watching that. I don't know. Maybe it was just my Discord. I feel like everyone was watching that game. So I feel like it was like a real embarrassment for Oklahoma City. That's why this is a very small bet for me. I wish if Oklahoma City upset the Bucks in Milwaukee, I would be on New Orleans so heavy here. This would be 1.5 units. Like I would love it because I like the matchup for them, but I just hate the spot now that OKC lost. Ronald?
Yeah, this one was a tough game for me. I think all different angles that I looked at it, there was always like a counter, right? Like every time I see a trend, every time I see like some statistical interaction that makes sense, then there's a counter on the other side. So I stayed away from this one completely. But if just to bring up some points here, without BI, Pelicans they're actually 6-2 straight up, 5-3 against the spread, also 5-3 to the under, and then in a dog situation without BI. Undefeated, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, and then 3-0 to the under. But obviously, the Thunder are a much better team than some of those guys that they played. The one thing that I could think of on the other side here, they've been solid against tough opponents. You know, I think they play up to their opponent's level. If you look at their ATS record, I forgot to write it down, but if you look at their ATS record against teams that are 55% or greater, they've been actually really profitable in that situation. And then if you look at opponents on the first leg of back-to-back games, them on the first leg of back-to-back games, because they got the Rockets tomorrow. So that's another reason why I kind of wanted to stay off of this. 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the spread, 4-2 to the over. So like I said, there's those counter narratives. It would say from that standpoint, it would be Thunder and over. But if you look at how Pelicans do without BI, it would be Pelicans and the under, right? So a lot of things really just told me to lay off of this game. If I was to bet anything, though, I would rock with that Pelicans first half. If you look at that trend specifically on the season, just in general in the first half, 46, 24, and 1. Pelicans are in the first half. And then at home, 22, 10, and 1. So very, very profitable in the first half there for the Pelicans.
So we both lean Pelly's first half. That it would be impressive if Ski gets this Pelly's first half OKC full game. I mean, it didn't sound like he actually bet OKC. I think he said if he was forced to.
Right.
Yeah. But it's always nice to get those. I got a couple of those this in college football season. I hit a sick one earlier in the year. Looked like the man.
If you check certain books, so you can probably get a nice plus price on a double result.
Right.
If you feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I did that during the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a nice hit right there. What you did 49ers first half money line, Chiefs full game money line?
Yeah, money line, yeah.
Damn, nice hit. So 51%, 40% in favor of Oklahoma City. So actually, community leaning towards the Thunder there, which I guess makes sense. Thunder coming off the big loss. All right. And Raul, you're in the comments saying you're the NHL GOAT. Let's drop a pick then. You're on the spotlight right now. This is your moment. If you have one shot to seize everything you ever want, this is your moment.
Okay.
Drop it. The whole world's watching you, Raul. We'll drop an NHL pick. I'll tell it right on the show, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right. Last game up, and Ski, I think I might do it. I think it's the play. I think it's the play here. I haven't bet this yet. Honestly, a lot of the comments on your show were making me want to do it. I'm a competitive guy. And they were like egging me on, like, don't do it, Kyle. And kind of makes me want to do it. So I'll put up a graphic for now of what I did already bet. And then we'll let Ronald go first because me and Ski talked about this one for a few minutes on his show earlier. Me and Ski both have this. I believe we both have it in our pockets. Correct, Ski?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're both on the under, but I also want to get in on the Kings. So before, I don't know if you're on the total here, Ronald, but who would you take, Kings or Mavericks? Because me and Ski are disagreeing on the side.
I saw that part of the show. I'm on the side, and I'm on the opposite side of you. So if you look at the Mavs here, right? Obviously,
it's a bad decision.
Both of these teams, right? They're both second back-to-back, and I'll talk about that trend later for both of these teams. But obviously, they've been playing a lot better lately. I think it has a lot to do with the pickups after the All-Star break. They brought in some athletic bigs that could really help both sides of the ball. And then PJ can actually do both. Right? He can score in the paint. He can catch the lob. He can also shoot the three ball. then you get that defensive effort from Gafford as well. And points in the paint, he also gets the lob too. A lot more athletic than the guys they had before. But if you look at the Kings side, right? Obviously, they've been doing a little bit better defensively as well. I think both of these guys, both of these teams are in top 10.
They're both top 10, yeah. They're both top crazy.
Both top 10 in defensive rating the last at least 10 games that I looked at. But if you look at some trend pieces, right? If you look at the trend pieces, actually the fatigue spot first for the Kings, obviously both in second back-to-back, but then the Mavs had 3 days of rest before their previous game. The Kings, they're on the third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights. Also, and this is one thing that I learned from the previous few seasons, and I've been following this trend a lot. So this is the second game off an East Coast road trip, right? So one thing that I learned after post-game presser, you kind of listen to the coaches. What I've learned was that the second game off a cross-country flight is when the team tends to hit that jet lag, and that's going to be the situation here for the Kings. So going from Orlando, right? They went to Toronto, Orlando, they went international, all that shit. So they traveled a lot. And then now this is their second game back home, and that's a tough travel spot there from that aspect. And then you look at the trends. The trends are back-to-back. Mavs have been really good on second to back-to-backs. 8-3 ATS, but if they're on the road, 4-2 straight up, 6-0 against the spread. The Kings on their side, on the second to back-to-back, 6-6 straight up, but just 4-8 against the spread. But if they're the home favorite in this situation, 0-4 against the spread. So they haven't covered a home favorite spot.
Yeah, but it's practically a pick 'em. Get out of here. No, they're practically a pick 'em. Screw that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The number is really tight, but it's still that situation, right? And then if you look at Kings 4th and 6th as a favorite, 1-4 against the spread. Their offense really struggles, which is why in that same spot they're 4-1 to the under. There's some pieces where the Kings have an advantage. I feel like they're gonna have that advantage on the rebounding, obviously. But the Mavs have been getting to the free throw line a ton, and the Kings send the opponents to the line in the last 10 games, second highest rate in the league. So if they get into a lot of foul trouble, especially with guys getting into the paint, who's going to be rebounding the ball, right? Like they're going to have some struggles in that from that aspect. So they could actually take that away. And then the Mavs are 4th at getting to the free throw line. So some pieces there to me align and say the Mavs are the spot here.
Disagree. So I feel like if we were having this conversation a month ago, I would say, yeah, like the Mavs in this matchup. But if we just isolate the last 10 games, both these teams are just playing completely different than they were. You got a Dallas team that's attacking the rim and playing defense. You got a Sacramento Kings team that's riding the strength of their defense right now. It's not what we were seeing these teams 2 months ago. And based on the way these teams are playing right now, I think the matchup favorite Sacramento. Dallas is going to try to get inside and score on the Kings. That's what the Kings want you to try to do against them. The weak spot of the Kings defense has been the three-point shot. Dallas, as Ski mentioned earlier on his show, Dallas is not shooting the ball great right now. And Ski's about to tell you that. So I don't see how I'm doing it. I can't just keep talking about it. I got to do it. I'm jumping in on the Kings. Not posting it on my website. I don't want this shit counting on my record. It's a pride thing at this point.
Well, I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks. I think I've been talked into it enough. And, I like what Ronald said as far as I didn't realize that the Mavs had 3 days off before, this back-to-back. So they're the much more rested team. This Kings team has been playing like every single night. It feels like, 4 games in 6 nights, something like that.
Some teams are built for it, like the Kings.
Well, I'll tell you who I think is built for this game. Luka the Don and Ramadan Kyrie. Because Kyrie, the first 2 days, I feel like he was getting used to it. And after that, he's been balling. And those two guys I trust more than anybody on the Kings team. In a meaningful game, I think those guys take us home. So Dallas +1 for me. And yes, I like the under. You can get half your money back, Kyle.
Someone said, Sauce, don't be a coward, put it on the website. This is like a pride thing, and the people that subscribe on there trust me to make them money. So I'm not going to let like a YouTube debate lose my subscribers' money, but I'll let it lose mine. I'm on the Kings here. I took the money line at -115. Let's go, Kings. Obviously, my favorite bet, though, if you're asking me what I would do here, is probably the under at 233.5, because I think the line might be a little bit inflated based on what these teams used to play like. These were over teams, a month and a half ago? They're really not now. These are two defensive teams, and I really think this number is way too high. So I like my position on the under.
Here's the counter to what you said earlier, though, Kyle, is like, because you were saying that both of these teams a month ago were a lot different defensively. There's a difference. One team made changes during the break. They have a new roster. The Kings, they didn't really make that many changes. So I mean, if you're talking about like going back to what they used to be,
that is fair. That is definitely fair. But I mean, just because a team doesn't make roster changes doesn't mean they don't make adjustments, because we've seen teams change throughout the year. Yeah, so I don't think it's crazy to say the Kings are just playing better defense, even though they didn't make particular roster changes. That is a good point, though. I probably should have thought of that, but still the Kings. But also the Kings have been protecting the rim all year. It's really the 3-point shot that's really given them problems. And like Ski told us earlier, Dallas is not shooting the 3-ball. And if Dallas isn't shooting the 3-ball in this game, Kings are going to win. Believe in my Kings. And I want you guys to peek on down to the poll in the bottom right. Notice that I'm on my own little Sacramento Island, a place I feel very comfortable. I'm always on Sacramento Island. It's nice this time of year. Give me the Kings on my own island. 70% of you said you're taking Dallas. So it's everyone versus me, and the 19% of you who sided with me. So how are we going to do a community parlay here? Do we want to include totals?
Oh, the people know what to do.
So with only 4 games, I feel like we got to include totals, right?
Dude, Ski's on. I can't lose.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone said. They were like,
well, if we lose, it's Ronald's fault.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So why don't we do totals? So, what the hell? What did that mean? So we'll do totals, and so for first game, let me get back here. Why is that spreadsheet up there? All right, so Lakers Bucks. The community liked the Bucks, so we'll put Bucks money line. But the community also liked the over, because that's what you guys liked, and there was people saying over. So we'll say this is how we'll do it. Lakers, Milwaukee over 232.5. Second game, we'll do like what the community total was. Warriors money line, and then they like the under in this one, under 217.5. All right, cast your votes. There's only 4 games. So if you guys want to just do the money lines, just vote for the money lines. You could still have the money lines, but just to give us an option, I figured.
Always good to have options.
Yeah. Sauce found himself in a trap. Too late to backtrack. Mavs. I think you guys are the ones in the trap here. I think Kings Island is going to be beautiful tonight. And I'm going to screenshot a picture of me with my lone little Kings thing and tweet it out right after this. And I'll live with that.
It ain't going to be no beams getting lit tonight, man.
He said round robin. Well, the problem was that there's only 4 games. So, like, the community parlay would be just... So we'll give it another few seconds, but it looks like people like the Bucks and the over in the Lakers game. So the community parlay might have 2 bets in the same game in it, which has never been that's never happened before. But actually, Warriors money line is starting to come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll, and the winner is over. So the community parlay has 2 picks from the same game in it. So we got Bucks money line, chalky, but they're going to win. Then LAL, Milwaukee over. Damn, Milwaukee over 232.5. All right, so that's how we're starting off. And then we'll do the totals for the other one too, which is Oklahoma City. They liked Oklahoma City. So Thunder money line. I liked the under in this one. Were you guys leaning under?
For that total?
Yeah. For Oklahoma City, New Orleans. I think Ronald mentioned he liked
I think we said first half under, right?
Yeah. No. That was the other one.
Yeah.
No,
I forgot.
really
I didn't really
for the
mess
total.
with the total on this one.
All right, so I'll put the under because I like the under, but maybe no one will vote for that. And then last game, they like Dallas. All you guys like Dallas, and they like we all like the under in this one, so I'll put the under. All right, cast your votes. First and second place are finishing out the community parlay. Yeah, someone said, they're like, this community parlay is definitely hitting because Ski's on and Ronald broke his curse. Yeah, okay, so Nick Conlon, I'm glad you brought that up. He said, the Mavs are better on back-to-back games than the Kings. Well, he said Mavs, but he meant Kings. Yes, it's 8-3 against the spread versus 4-8 against the spread on back-to-backs. But like I said earlier, the Kings started off the season 0-5 on 0 days rest. So they're really 4-3 in their last 7 on 0 days rest. So the Kings' record on 0 days rest is a little bit, like, it's evened out. You think John Tay Porter's the only one shaving points? I mean, they're pretty good about. Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr's pretty financially secure. I'm sure others do it. It's just they're pretty, like, there's a lot of investigation that are involved in that. I'm not saying none of that happens. I'm just saying to do it is a lot more to it than you think. And
someone in I think it might have been either the Premier League or somewhere in Europe. Someone got caught getting flags on purpose, yellow cards. Sorry, cards. Yeah, yellow cards and red
bet
cards.
It's over half yellow card or something.
Yeah, the yellow card.
That's crazy. So
wait, is that true? Luka's questionable now?
No. I hope so, because I just bet the Kings.
Yes, he is.
Luka's
questionable.
Oh, greetings from Sacramento.
Yeah.
I've not seen that on RotoWire.
That's good for our under. I didn't bet the side yet.
I'm in on the Kings, and I got it basically a pick 'em. So
I bet it after the show, but now I gotta pump my brakes.
How about this? I'm putting the Thunder on, but now that Luka's questionable, why don't we run one more poll? Let's see.
Kyle's gonna put it on his.
I want to see
his record now.
I want to see if
he's not gonna put in his record now.
No, you know what? I decided it counts now. No. All right, so I'm running a poll to see if you guys want to switch your vote now that Luka's out. Come on over to the dark side.
He's not even out. He's questionable. Come on.
Come on over. Let's let the community decide. Oh, look at these Kings votes coming in. Oh, never mind. I thought maybe I could sway the viewers. It looks like it's not happening. No, see, Seven said Luka always questionable, but when somebody wasn't questionable and get added on as questionable, sometimes that's a reason.
Downgrade.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The downgrade.
All right, so Mavericks still won.
It was weird because he's played 41 minutes, and then obviously you would think that he would sit in a normal situation, but these guys are tied record-wise. They're only a half game behind the Suns. They want that 6th spot, I would assume. I feel like whenever
I go with the they need to win thing, that I don't turn a profit doing that. And I remember at the end of the NFL season looking at trends where it's like teams that need the win to advance in playoff seeding or make the playoffs versus teams that are eliminated or playing a meaningless game are 38% against the spread because everyone bets the side of the team that needs to win. So I don't even know if I buy into that betting based on that.
They do play again in 3 days.
It's not that they need to win, is that they both need to win, obviously, but that's what I was saying. I would have thought Luka would play in this situation because it's an important game.
It's already at Kings -2.5, by the way. So an accidental CLV on the part of Kyle. So 837 now is the parlay. But it's one thing I want to say about that. So about when you bet teams that need a win, I think there's something, and this is philosophically speaking maybe, about, okay, you have one side that needs a win, but on the other side, I feel like you have players that are playing stress-free. And I think there's a little bit to that too. The only thing we could do is play spoilers. Nothing to lose, right? Yeah. Where the only thing we could do is play spoilers, and there's a lot less tension on that side.
I disagree.
It's a theory. Sleep on it. Think about it. I know that in the NFL, that the teams that are playing meaningless games in week 17 and 18 have a bad hit rate in the last 5 years. But as a whole, I don't have any real data on it. It's more just a theory I think of. All right, so the community parlay, Bucks money line, Lakers Bucks over, Thunder money line, Mavericks money line at +837, and I got that with the new Mavericks money line. So the Mavericks are now catching points. It's now Kings -2.5 from what I saw. That's +837. Thanks to these guys for joining. Make sure you go follow these guys. I have them tagged in a tweet. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you follow them. Ski, his YouTube channel is called Ski Profit, just like his Twitter name is. His show's on 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Monday through Friday, he goes through the NBA slate, same as we do here. Make sure you check it out. I'm on there. Pretty much every Tuesday I've been on there. And Ronald, whatever he does, he posts it on Twitter. So just follow him on Twitter, and he posts his stuff on there. Let's have ourselves a good night. I have a lot of bets out, nothing huge, but we should at least have a fun night because there's good basketball on. So maybe it's a good night not to have any heavy money down and just enjoy and watch some good games, get ready for the playoffs. Let's have ourselves a good one, guys. Talk to you soon.